Hey guys, what's up? It's Ciara. Welcome back to Cantwell Beauty. I haven't posted on my channel since May of this year for various reasons, but I'm hoping to get right back into it with my 2018 favorites. So if you want to see that, stick around. The first thing I'm going to talk about in the 2018 favorites is skincare. I feel like without skincare, you really can't have a good makeup routine. I mean, I think every beauty guru out there says that. Now, my skincare regimen for the past couple of years now has been Rodan & Fields. I really stand by Rodan & Fields. This is the Unblemished routine. So it's a 4-step process. The first step is an acne treatment sulfur wash. And then the second step is a clarifying toner. So you put it on with like cotton rounds or Shiseido cottons in my case. I have the dual intensive acne treatment, which is really good for treating acne. And then I have the oil control lotion, which is basically like a moisturizer, but oil control version. I find it to be really, really great for controlling acne, controlling redness, controlling any kind of bumps or, cilia that I have. It's really good for all types of skin harm. So I really recommend the Rodan & Fields. Definitely my favorite of the year. If I forget to do my skin treatment for maybe a day or two, I always cleanse. So I'm always doing step 1 no matter what, but sometimes I'm just lazy and I don't do step 2, 3, and 4, so sometimes I will have a pimple pop up here and there on my face. For those cases, I do have 2 products that I use. One is the Clean and Clear Advantage, and it is the acne spot treatment salicylic acid acne medication, and it is oil free. And it says 100% of people showed clearer skin in just 1 day. And I have to say I agree with that. You just take out a little bit, put it on your pimple, and then it will disappear pretty much the next day. It depends on obviously your skin type and how acne prone you are, but for me this works really, really well. Then I have a Origin Super Spot Remover Acne Treatment Gel Salicylic Acid. It's a similar product. It's pretty much the same. It's just, I think this is a little bit gentler. So sometimes I do pop my acne, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but sometimes when I do, I feel like that one, the Clean and Clear, is a little bit harsher, where the Origin Super Spot Remover doesn't seem to have, I mean, it probably has the exact same salicylic acid in it. It just seems a little bit more tender on the skin than the Clean and Clear one does. So if you're looking for something a little bit more gentle, I would go for the Origin Super Spot Remover. And I keep the box just to kind of keep it from disappearing in my drawer. So I just kept the box on that one. Okay, next category is makeup remover. So makeup remover, I technically always use a makeup wipe, and I use just Equate brand or anything that I can find that is gentle on the skin. Equate brand is a Walmart brand of wipes. I'm not showing them today because I feel like any wipe is fine. But I will say that to get off my eye makeup, I always use Bioderma. So Bioderma is, I believe it's a company from the UK. I get it on Beautylish. I usually get them when they're like 2 for $30 or 2 for $25 or something like that. They're usually like a deal. It's a huge bottle. I mean, you barely get through this. I've had this bottle for quite some time. And like I said, I just use it for my eye makeup. And I use it with the Shiseido facial cottons. And I use it just 1 or 2 every day. And I use it to remove my eye makeup. Now, if I don't take off my makeup with makeup wipes, it's because usually I don't want my face to get too harsh. If I feel that my face has been extra dry that day or something like that, I might go in with an oil or a balm to remove my makeup. The 2 products I recommend are the Fresh Sea Berry Skin Nutrition Cleansing Oil, and it looks like that. And it's just a cleansing oil like it says. You put it on your skin with makeup on, and you just rub it around and put water on, and it basically, you remove your makeup, and it does an excellent job of removing all makeup off of your face. You can even rub it on your eyes. It's not harsh at all. It doesn't burn your eyes. It's very, very gentle. And it says here, protective Orpheus flower extract, removes makeup and softens. So yes, I do think that it softens your skin after you are done washing your face as well, and it really leaves no remnants of makeup whatsoever. Another good product for removing your makeup is also the Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm, and it's from Pharmacy. And I think a lot of people talk about this already, but it comes with a little spatula, and you basically remove it, and there's like a green balm in there. and you use it just as you would the cleansing oil. You rub it all over your face with makeup on, and then it gently removes all of your makeup and leaves your skin feeling super soft. So that's the Green Clean by Pharmacy. Another product that I'm sort of obsessed with this year is this pink headband. I know it looks silly, and it is super silly, especially when I wear it. I'm not going to put it on right now because I just curled my hair and it took me like an hour, but basically I just put it on and it keeps my hair out of my face, and I love it because it's soft and fuzzy, and I just love it because who am I trying to impress, really? It's perfect for washing your face, and it's like a towel, so it doesn't like get wet and annoying. It kind of soaks up the wetness and just dries pretty quickly. So anyway, I got this from Ulta, I believe. I think it was like something I just threw in my cart to get free shipping or something like that one time, and I do not regret this purchase whatsoever. It's super fun and I just love it. Okay, so when it comes to primer, first we talk about eye primer because that's the order in which I do my makeup, and I just keep going back to the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I get one of these once a year. It lasts me all year long and I keep going back to it. So I've tried other primers. This actually is really, really good. So the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, you just put it on your eyes before your eyeshadows. It really sits them in place, doesn't make them move throughout the day, and it blanks out your eyes so that if you have veins on your eyes, it makes it look like a blank canvas before you start your eyeshadow. So that's key as well. Eyeshadow palettes, eyeshadow palettes, eyeshadow palettes. This year was huge for eyeshadow palettes.
Eyeshadow palettes.
I mean, literally everybody and their mother except me released an eyeshadow palette. Don't think I don't have ideas though. I definitely think that there was an influx of eyeshadow palettes in 2018. It was really hard for me to pick my favorites, but what I did was I went back to the ones that I was using more than once. I have over 100 eyeshadow palettes, maybe close to 150 at this point. So for me, if I go back to an eyeshadow palette for a week, let's say, I consider that to be one of my favorites. So I'm gonna just go through about 10 of them here really quickly and just show you kind of the ones that stuck out to me as being favorites. The one on the top is the Pat McGrath, and this is called the Mothership Sublime palette. Now this one is really cool. The packaging is really pretty, and then on the inside there is a mirror, but then there's 6 shadows, and this palette was relatively inexpensive. I mean, it was like around 50 bucks, I think, for 6 shadows, but they're super metallic. The ones that are metallic are amazing, and the ones that are not are matte, and they are really, really blendable. I just feel like it's a complete look when you use Pat McGrath shadows. Now, I don't have any of the larger palettes, so this was my first and only experience with those shadows, but I just feel like you could use 2 shadows out of this palette and get a complete eye look, where with other palettes you have to use like 4 or 5 to really get that really thick looking shadow look that really complements your eyes. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this palette. Another palette definitely on the other end of the spectrum was this BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection Gilded palette. And as you can see my camera in the reflection. So these shadows here you can see are like warmer to some of the cool tones in there, but for the most part they are warmer shadows, and they just blend really nicely, and I was really impressed with the application. Again, you can get a full look out of this palette. They have lighter shades to a really, really dark brown over here, so you could darken your outer corners. Just a really, really good palette. Next one that I feel is going to be in everyone's favorites this year is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. If you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like. It is a very large mirror, but so this palette basically has a little bit of everything. You could really get a look that is very colorful down to a look that is very, very muted and kind of subdued, depending on what your preference is. So I really love this palette, and did get some good use out of it, and I do plan to get some good use out of it next year even. So one of the best palettes Urban Decay has ever released for sure. Another palette that I really liked was the KKW Mario palette. So this is what it looked like, and of course it got a lot of play because of the blue in the palette. It kind of stuck out. It was mostly neutrals and then just this blue that everyone was wearing in all their tutorials. But this is actually a really, really good palette for every day. And yes, I did use the blue on occasion, but for the most part I did use the neutral colors here. It's really beautiful though. I definitely recommend this for any of those that don't have a neutral palette with a pop of color. Another palette that really stuck out this year to me was Jeffree Star Cosmetics Blood Sugar palette. Now this palette is super cool because first of all, it comes with latches on the side. It's almost like a medical box, and then the palette opens eventually. And then you get 1, 2, 3, 18 shades of gorgeousness. So as you can see, the colors range anywhere from a dark purple down to a white. And the colors are really cute. They're like glucose, sweetener, blood sugar extraction, coma. Like, they all have to do with like medical and blood sugar related and topics. So I just think it's really cool. The packaging is amazing. The vision is just really cool, and nobody makes palettes like Jeffree Star. So definitely one worth picking up. Another palette that is probably always going to be in my favorites is the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette 01 Neutral Mattes palette. This is literally my favorite palette that I own in my collection because no matter what look I'm going for, I can always use some of these shadows. And I just realized it's coming out of its packaging, which is not fun. I guess it's getting quite old at this point. In any event, this is, like I said, one of my favorite palettes that I own, and I've used it for many different events. I've used it for photo shoots, and it just never lets me down. There's definitely colors that I use more than others. As you can see, I hit pan on quite a bit, but it's just a great palette, and I highly recommend it. Yes, it is extremely overpriced, but again, I feel it's worth it. And two palettes I'm going to bring up to you are both ColourPop, and they're both by Kathleen Lights, and she is one of my favorite YouTubers. So Kathleen Lights and ColourPop created two palettes this year, and the first one was the Dream Street palette, and I love it. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, I hit pan on some colors there. I was using this every day for a while. There's just really usable colors in here for everyday looks, as well as pops of color, whether you like the blues, the greens, the reds, the pinks. And then of course she released the Zodiac palette, which is super cool too. This palette comes with a mirror, so I'm going to try to block that with the Dream Street palette. So this one comes with interesting colors. I think what's interesting about this palette is if you laid it out differently, the palette would look a lot more cohesive. It is a very cohesive palette when you look at it from going through the line like that. It's just the way they had to lay it out with the 4 across the 3. It just doesn't look as cohesive when you first look at it. But when you get it in the mail, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And I'm a Virgo, and I didn't mind that we were the brown here because I agree with what Kathleen said in her video. Anyway, so I agree with what she said. Virgos are good peeps. So anyway, so I love these palettes, and you can't beat the prices of ColourPop and the quality of ColourPop. So, and another palette that really stuck out to me this year, as I was going through my collection, I realized that I really love the Manny MUA Life's a Drag palette. Now, this palette has so many color choices, it's kind of insane. So you get the neutral side, obviously, and the colorful side. It came with a brush. It's in my brush collection somewhere. I don't usually leave the brushes in the palettes because they end up falling out when I open up the palette and I get upset. So I love this palette. I used it quite a bit when it first came out. I'm going to actually bring it back into my collection now because I remembered that I had it. So in any event, this is a really great palette too for those that love, like I said, the colorful looks as well as neutral looks. Okay, now that we're done eyeshadow palettes, we'll go on to other products of the eyes. And the next product that I thought of was eyeliners. So I do have 3 different eyeliners that I use on a regular basis. So I mostly use a nude in my waterline, and I just use the Sephora pencil. It is called Infinite Beige, and I just use this in my waterline to kind of open up my eyes when I want to. Didn't do it today. It usually opens up the eyes and makes you look more awake. Then I love MAC Costa Riche, recommended to all of us by Kathleen Lights and Rosita Applebaum. I think both said they love this pencil because it opens up their eyes. And then the other pencils that I like from time to time are the Marc Jacobs highliners. Are they called highliners? Yeah, highliners. I have 2 colors. I have a blue. I have the blue one is really cool. It is called, this one's called Wavelength, and then this one is called Overt. So Overt is like a green, and then the Wavelength one is like a blue. So those are the 2 that I really, really like. Okay, when it comes to mascaras, I love 2 mascaras right now and always, and that is Benefit Roller Lash. That wins 4 mascaras of all time. I'm not wearing it today because I don't have one open at the moment. I was trying the Lancome Monsieur Big, and I like it. It's okay. It's just not my roller lash. I will be going back to Benefit Roller Lash as soon as that one dries out, or, you know, it's done. The bottom lash, I like to use It Cosmetics Superhero because it's just like a thinner wand, and it really gets in if you can see that. It really gets in on the bottom lashes when you need to apply it. And also a trick that I got from another YouTuber, Juicy Jazz, is if you are having a hard time with getting mascara on your bottom, underneath your eyes when you're applying your bottom lashes, is she kind of like squints her eyes a little bit. And it's funny because I think I do that too, but I didn't realize. But anyway, if you purposely squint your eyes, you can kind of get the mascara on your bottom lashes a little bit easier. And then, I mean, it looks weird, but once you open your eyes, it goes back and you look fine and the mascara is applied quite nicely. So just that little tip for you. My go-to moisturizer is the Proteiny Polypeptide Cream by Drunk Elephant. And yes, it is very expensive, but it is definitely worth it. It's the only face moisturizer right now that makes me not break out, besides my Rodan and Fields. But I try not to use Rodan and Fields that much in the morning because I just feel like it's a lot of skincare to use right before makeup. So, because I apply my makeup pretty quickly in the morning, so this works quite nicely right before, after I cleanse and right before makeup. So the Drunk Elephant Polypeptide Proteiny Cream, and that's trademark Proteiny, so I thought that was kind of cool. Primers are a great foundation right before your makeup. If you do not use a primer, that's fine. I do believe in primers. I think that they really work for keeping your makeup on all day and just laying a great foundation, like I said, for your makeup. So there were 3 that when I thought about it kind of stuck out to me this year. I don't know if they were released this year. I know one was, but I think the other 2 may have been out last year. The first one I love is the Smashbox Original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. This one seems to keep my makeup how it was in the morning all day long. And what I mean by that is I have sort of oily skin, so when I use this primer, it seems to keep my makeup pretty constant throughout the day. Obviously into the 8th and 9th and 10th hour, it's going to start changing my skin. I'll have to blot and add some more powder. But for the most part, Smashbox Photo Finish keeps my face the way it was in the morning. So I do appreciate that primer. Another fun primer for this year was the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Now, I have used a lot of this already, and I know you're probably supposed to use like half of what I use every day, but whatever. They say for you to use a rice-sized amount, you use this little spatula looking thing to dig it out of the container, and then you put it on your face, rub it in, and it does. It feels like silk. It's amazing. It really holds your makeup onto your face, and it really blurs out your skin, especially around my nose where I have pores. Most people have pores on their nose and like down the side here in their T-zone, but I really like it, and I think you guys would love it. It is a little expensive, but hey, make the jump. Just, you know, try it. Last primer is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer. I got this as part of my BoxyCharm 1 month, and I thought, you know, I'll try it. We'll see what happens. Dr. Brandt is a quite expensive brand, so I didn't want to get hooked on it, but of course it ends up being one of my favorites of the year. Just show you that a little bit closer. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. I mean, the container is almost empty. I do plan on repurchasing this because I feel like it's kind of got a cooling sensation when you put it on, but I do like it because it does have a luminizing effect to it. So when I'm using a matte foundation, I may reach for this over, you know, the Smashbox or the Tatcha primer. So if I'm looking for a more glowy look, I'll reach for this primer. There are 3 foundations that stuck out to me this year. I don't know that they came out this year, but they're just the ones that I continue to wear throughout the years. They never steer me wrong. So the first one is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Stick Foundation, and this is what that looks like. You take off the cover, of course. The stick rolls up. You put it all over your face. I use a buffing brush. I think it's the Morphe 439 to buff in my foundation. And then I'll use a Morphe sponge actually to kind of blot it out and make sure that it doesn't look cakey, or, you know, there aren't lines in it from the brush or anything like that. The next foundation that I love is the Milani Conceal and Perfect, and I use shade 03 Light Beige. It's a little bit dark for me, but it's okay. If I blend it down my neck and everything like that, I bronze and powder and all that stuff, it usually looks kind of, you know, okay. But in any event, this is a thicker foundation, so if you're looking for full coverage, this is definitely the way to go. I do like full coverage. You'll notice that all 3 of my foundations are full coverage. It says on here medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free foundation. I don't know that it's lightweight. I mean, it doesn't feel like you're wearing a ton of makeup, so maybe that's what they mean. It doesn't feel caked on, even though it is a thicker formula. So for that, I agree with them, but it is, again, a full coverage foundation. My last favorite foundation, and my probably top favorite, is the Maybelline 24-hour foundation, and I wear the color 128 Warm Nude. I also have 220 whatever that color is. And I wear this almost every day. It's just the foundation I keep reaching for. It's the foundation I'm wearing today. It does say 24 hours. No, I have not tried it for 24 hours. Probably the longest I've worn it is probably 12 hours to 14 hours, something like that. If I, you know, I'm waking up at 6:30 in the morning and I go to the gym and take it off there, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. Yeah, I love this foundation. Definitely great. Like I said, full coverage. And it says here, seamless matte finish. It definitely is seamless, breathable and comfortable. Yes. Fade and transfer resistant. I agree with that. This is the foundation that doesn't fade. So Milani may fade throughout the day a little bit quicker than the Maybelline. So Maybelline will stay on my face longer. So I do, again, I appreciate that. When it comes to having dark circles under my eyes, I am definitely prone to that on certain days. For that, I'll use the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Camouflage Corrector, and I have the yellow color. So I'll just put a little bit of this on my yellow circle, on my blue circles to cancel out the blueness or the purple. And I will just put my concealer over top, and this works really, really well. It is a very thick and almost sticky consistency. It kind of reminds me of the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye concealer. So it's got a very sticky consistency, but it really, really works to cancel out under eye circles. There are 3 concealers that stole my heart this year, and those are let's see which I picked. Okay, so the first one is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and this one is color medium 26, and I use this for multiple reasons. I use this to not only spot conceal, but I also use it for under eye circles, and sometimes I use it as a full face foundation depending on how late I got up in the morning. And so it's a great kind of 3-in-1 product. So, and for that price, can't beat it. The next concealer, and everyone's favorite concealer for years to come, is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is the color light medium. I do use light medium and light medium honey, depending on how much lightness I want underneath my eyes. For those of you that don't know, it is a very thick, full coverage concealer, but it's very easy to move and blend and use all over your face as a foundation as well. And probably my favorite concealer of the year and of the last maybe 2 years, I forget when this came out, is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Now this one is in the color medium 1 Custard, and what it is it's exactly what it sounds like, soft matte complete concealer. Now I know a lot of people, when they hear matte concealer, they think, oh, dry and it won't be able to move and they can't get it around their face. That's not what this is. This is very emollient. You put it in between your fingers and it literally just blends so nicely into your face. I use it for spot concealing. I use it for under my eyes. I try not to use it under my eyes as much as the other concealers, you know, for under eye, but I do use this for spot concealing. I use this as, you know, a spot around my face, just depending on, you know, what mood I'm in that day. But this is a fantastic concealer. I recommend this to makeup artists. I recommend this to the lay person. I recommend this to casual makeup wearers. I think it's around 30 bucks or something like that. So it is a little pricey, but this container has lasted me quite some time. So for that, I would say definitely try it out. Setting powders that stuck out to me this year. So there was 3 of them. So the original OG is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and for those of you that don't know, it's just a simple translucent powder. It's got the holes at the top, and you just powder it all over your face or just under your eyes, depending on if you have dry skin, oily skin. But I love it just because it's, like I said, an OG. It never does me wrong. Another powder that is definitely a runner-up is the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. Now it's quite a bit smaller than the Laura Mercier. Let me show you a size comparison. So as you can see, it's not as much powder by any means, but it definitely lasted me quite some time, and I still have a lot of product left in this little container. So this is only 8.5 grams and this is 29 grams. Depending on what your kind of budget is, the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder is definitely a great choice. And the final powder that I use this year is the Patrick Star and MAC Setting Powder, and it's called Patrick's Powder, and it has like a pink tint to it, but it doesn't show that on your face or anything like that. I don't know if you can see. It is a pink powder. Again, a great powder. It's a little bit, it's not as refined, I guess, as the Laura Mercier, so it is a little bit harsher. I don't know what the right word would be. I don't want to say harsh because it makes it sound like you're applying bricks to your face or pebbles, but it's not that. It's just that it's not as refined as a Laura Mercier or the ColourPop setting powder, at least I don't think. And I just wanted to show you the cute packaging that came out for holiday. This is the Patrick's powder, but the holiday version. I got 2 of these because I didn't want to not have it, so I did order 2 more to make sure that I had them in stock. And the foundation powder that I use all year, I bring it with me to work, I bring it with me when I'm going out, I use it to powder my face after I blot, is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, and I simply use the color medium. It does look a little light, but when you're powdering your face, you really don't need anything that matches your color necessarily. I mean, it's not super light, doesn't make me look like a ghost. It just basically powders my face and makes me look matte when I'm oily. So definitely a great product, OG. Okay, there were 3 bronzers that really stuck out to me this year. The one is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I use this quite a bit. I think this is actually my second one. I may have run out of one earlier in the year and then I got this one. As you can see, it's sort of a neutral bronzy tone, not too orange, not too brown, not too gray. It's really great for all of those reasons. Another bronzer I really love is the, what do they call this? The Marc Jacobs 104 Tantastic Omega Bronze. And this is huge. I mean, you can see the pan size is almost the size of my face. It's a very muted bronze. It says Coconut Perfect Tan, it's called in the back. So I love this because it's just a huge pan. I use a big bronzer brush and I just bronze up my face and make myself look sunlit and glowy, and I just love it. So that's Marc Jacobs. Another product that is fairly new to my collection, believe it or not, is the NARS Laguna bronzer, and I can't get over that I just got this. I actually just got this from using points at Sephora, so I didn't purchase it. I just got it through a billion points that I used, but I'm so happy that I did because I love this bronzer. As you can see, it's a little bit warmer than the other two. I'm wearing it today. I used it to sort of contour, not really, but really bronze out my face and give myself some warmth. I really love it. The blushes that I fell in love with this year are the Hourglass blushes. Now, I only have 2 of them, but it's fine. My collection is growing. The colors that I have are Euphoric Fusion, which is sort of a dark pink. I don't know if you can see that. The packaging is amazing. The packaging is like, they look like mirrors. They're so cool. And then this one is called Mood Exposure. And this one is super light and just very, very pretty, dainty even. But I love these. They're so precious to me, and because they're so high priced, I love them. So they're the Hourglass blushes. Blushes. Another blush that I used a lot this year was a little NARS blush that I got for being Sephora VIB like a year ago. And the color is Goulue. I have no idea how to say this. I'll put it across the screen. Goulue. Goulue. Anyway, it's like a cool tone pink. I really like it. I use it when I'm wearing like cooler tone makeup. When I'm not wearing like a peach blush or a orange blush or something like that, I'll go for my little NARS one here. I really, really like it. And the highlight that I'm sure everyone is going to be talking about this year is, of course, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. This is so beautiful. I'm wearing it today, and this is just the packaging alone. I mean, it looks like a wave. What's funny is I've used this probably every day and it still has the wave in there, so that's pretty cool that they kept that going through the whole product. When I look at it, it's like gold. Some people describe it as champagne, but I see more gold, but I guess it's kind of a little bit of both. But the formula is fantastic. You don't really see a lot of texture on your face when you use it, which is, I know a lot of people's worry when they use powder highlights, but I don't find that happens with this. It says on the back, ultra smooth formula and radiant finish. I agree. Thanks so much ABH and Amrezy for an awesome, awesome highlight. Okay, brow products are semi-boring, so I'm going to try to get through this pretty quickly. My 2 pencils that I use are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown, and then I use the Morphe pencil, micro brow pencil in mocha. I use those interchangeably. I really don't care. The colors aren't the same and the formulas aren't the same. The Morphe one I'd say is a little bit drier. Then if I need to fill in my brows with brow powder, I do love the Brow Gal Tanya Crooks convertible brow. I've talked about this before on my channel, I believe. It came with a little brush, a spoolie, and then a little brush on the side, and you basically just put it in to the product and then you just put it right through your hairs like so, and it applies powder. I love it. It's so great. The Tanya Crooks Brow Gal. I hope they haven't discontinued this though. I've been looking online and it's hard to find. I feel like I saw it on Amazon for like $35, which I feel like is overpriced for this, but who knows? If not, I'll just have to seek out other brow powders. I know ABH has some, and Benefit and things like that. So if I have to, I will seek them elsewhere. Brow gels that I use on a regular basis would have to be, again, Tanya Crooks, the Brow Gal Eyebrow Gel in clear. I use this a little bit less than the others, but this is what this one looks like. The Brow Gal Then I use the clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is my favorite, definitely. And then I use the Gimme Brow Benefit. This one has color in it though. I use the color 4.5. I also have some 4s and maybe some 5s somewhere in my backup stash, just in case I want to switch colors. My hair goes from black to dark brown to black, so I use different colors depending on what color my hair is. On to lip products. Lips. My favorite lip mask is Best Damn Beauty. And Best Damn Beauty is the brand created by Nicole Guerrero here on YouTube. And I'm so upset because it looks like Best Damn Beauty has stopped selling products. So I'm a little upset that I won't be able to get any more of my Best Damn lip mask because it is the best lip product I've ever found. It is like a pink, as you can see, I'm down at the bottom of this one. Don't worry though, I have like 4 more for backups. It smells like rose, tastes like rose, and you put it on your lips and it just keeps your lips soft throughout the night. Put it on during the day. I put it on before I go to the gym just to make sure my lips aren't crusty and disgusting. I make sure I put it on before I go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, my lips are fantastic. It's just a really great product and I wish they were still selling it. It makes me very upset. I don't know what I'm going to do once I run out of all my backups. But anyway, on to another story. Lip liners that will forever be my favorite are most likely MAC's. I use MAC Strip Down almost every day. That's what I'm wearing today. I have Spice, I have Whirl, I have Oak. I love them and I think the formula is one of the best out there. I definitely used mostly MAC lipsticks this year. This is my MAC collection. I know it's not as big as other people's collections of MAC lipsticks, but it's definitely big for me. So I have some of the Patrick Star down here. I have the Mariah Carey. I have Holiday Collection, Nicki Minaj, Selena, Patrick Star, Ariana Grande, and then like regular colors. I use the regular colors for the most part throughout the year. I had the Laura Lee lipstick. I have, you know, the normal, the Myth, the Whirl, the Stone, the Honey Love, Creme de Sheen. Oh, that's a holiday one too. Media, Taupe, Velvet Teddy. If you ever want to see a swatch video on these, just let me know and I will make that happen. The lip product for the end is liquid lipsticks. Now, I kind of got away from liquid lipsticks this year, but there are definitely 2 formulas that if you're still into liquid lipsticks, that I would love to recommend to you. And those are the Ofra liquid lipsticks. Some of my favorite colors are Verona, Hypno, Miami Fever, and Charmed. And these are the colors there. The formula is very, it's amazing. It's moussey. It stays on your lips all day. I recommend it to my sister. She got into them. I sent her different colors throughout the years and we just love them. They really adhere to your lips, but not in a dry, sticky way. It doesn't feel like you're wearing anything. Ofra is a great formula. Definitely my favorite and in my opinion, the best out there. Very close runner-up for best liquid lipsticks would have to be ColourPop, especially when it comes to price. I mean, these products are like $5, $6. My favorite colors are mostly from Kathleen Light's collaborations because she makes fantastic colors. I have here just Lumiere 2.0, November, Aquarius 2, and Alyssa, which yes, are all her colors. But as you can see, they're all like muted pinks, and then 0.0 is like a cool tone brown, which I love. Love ColourPop, love Ofra. It's hard to pick, but those are my 2 faves. And then to finish the video, I figured I would talk about my favorite nail polish brand, and that would have to be KL Polish. Again, Kathleen Lights created KL Polish a few years back, and I'm wearing the color Cozy in there today. I felt like it matched with my shirt. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a muted blue. But anyway, KL Polish is a fantastic brand because it doesn't really chip. For me, I wash my hands so many times during the day that it's kind of impossible for a nail polish to not chip on my nails, but hers just doesn't. I love it. I have the entire collection. I have every single nail polish she's ever released. But I just love her brand. I love her vibe, and I just really am proud of her for releasing that brand. So if you guys haven't checked out KL Polish, I would definitely recommend it. They have the soft touch handles, and it's really cool. I've even taken these to the nail salon, and they love them at the nail salon. They love using the colors. They think they're really pretty, and they love the bottles because, like I said, the soft touch handle is really helpful for them because they're painting nails all day. So I hope you liked my video. That was my 2018 favorite. I haven't done a video in like 7 months, so if I'm like rambling or saying a lot, I do appreciate you guys hanging around and sticking around for this video. I'm sure it's going to be super, super long, but anyway, thanks so much. Hope you guys come back, hit like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.